MariusCOW has recently been dominating the competitive scene, and he came second in the Europe Solo Cash Cup finals. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down every single thing to where he lands in the early game and how he rotates in the mid and end game, and how well he finishes his fights. So make sure you are ready, make sure you do smash the like and the subscribe button, and let's get straight into it. Okay, so as we're watching MariusCOW, we want to just find out where his early game is. Now, he chooses to land just outside Crime City, preferably on this area right over here. I went through much of his replays, and this is where he normally lands. It's just outside Crime City, so he can just push for a lot of elims. Now, there's two things I just want to talk about when landing. Now, first is how fast you can get there. You need to get a drop spot. Pro players always have a drop spot. Second thing is how fast you can loot up. The third thing is how quick you can get a lot of mats. Now, this is what separates a lot of pro players from these average players. In this situation, he lands, he gets a whole bunch of loot, and I'm just going to skip through all of this just to one moment right about here. Now, if you notice, along this side of the map, Shiny Shafts, Outlaws, and Crime City area, this gold place right here, there is a lot of gold rush rocks. Now, he tends to always farm this every single time. Now, this gives him a major advantage over his opponents because it's just early game, and it's only been, the first zone is just about to tick, and already the bro is on 30 wood, 200 brick, and 200 metal, which that is actually good. So he always farms this just so he can honestly just get further and get quicker to his opponents. And in this situation, I just want to talk about throughout this video, you will find out this one mistake that all these players always like doing is turning their back on their opponents. In this situation, right here, Marius gets the kill because his opponent turned their back and tried to run, and his awareness is actually super good. He notices him and then just capitalizes on that situation. Now, a lot of pro players love capitalizing on these mistakes. Now, especially Peterbot. Now, I know this video is not about him, but most pros choose to capitalize on the situation. They make the opponent do a mistake and they just capitalize on it. Now, I just want to talk about this fight right about here. A lot of players do this one mistake, and I'm going to point it out and how MariusCOW capitalizes on it. He cracks him from one, and what I noticed from all the fights, he loves moving to the left. Now, in this situation, we are going to switch to the enemy's POV. He builds a 2x2, just two boxes right next to each other, hard mats, which is super good, and he turns around, but I just want to say he missed the one wall in the middle. Now, first of all, you can't be missing this wall in the middle. It's super important, especially if your opponent just gets a wall right here. They just take it, boom. He places a wall and a code. Now, we're just going to watch it from MariusCOW's point of view, just so we can understand what he just done. Now, a lot of players love doing this. Even pro players, they do this mistake because the way you have to build a box, you move left to right just because of your camera angle. So we're just going to speed this up real quick right here, just so I can show you. He moves to the left, and right here, I just want to zoom in just so I can show you guys. This guy is facing his back. There is no wall in the middle of his box right here. So, of course, MariusCOW, again, capitalizes on it. One pumps, and that is a quick fight. Now, a lot of these pro players, they finish fights very fast because of this. Especially if you have the gold rush effect, which MariusCOW just popped right here. And he's just gone. Look how fast this bro can just move. Now we're going to move on to another quick fight. Right in this situation, in this fight, he chooses to take a lot of builds. He uses a lot of mats here, but he knows he's going to regain it. And a quick tip is look how fast he gets in the box. Now, what separates pro players from these average players is, I'm not going to say it, not the average player can do what these guys do. They perfectly time their pickaxe swing, their gun, just so they can get through the box. It's also just because these guys have zero ping, so they can do it. But learning how to do that will make you end fights very, very fast. His awareness is super good. He hears a person breaking metal. And right here, again, as I talked about, he took a nice right-hand peek. And look, first, I just want to talk about his opponent. Look where his opponent is facing. He's facing somewhere else. His crossing placement is not good. And again, we're just going to watch his POV. He edits out. He tries to reset, but he chooses, you know what I'm saying, Fortnite, a little bit delayed, doesn't reset. MariusCOW does just take him out. But again, that fight could have been prevented if he just had a good crossing placement on MariusCOW, took the shot, and the game would have been over. But what separates these players is their awareness. Now, right here, MariusCOW chooses to rotate, but his opponent moves one small footstep. And MariusCOW capitalizes on it again. And I think the guy's poles were sticking out. I don't know, but he just got shot through that thing. So pros awarenesses are super good. And right as we talk about this, a lot of guys, when they rotate very tunnel vision. Now, what that means is basically like how you're looking through a straw. You can only see what's in front of you. You can't see what's behind. Now, this guy right here that Marius does, Elam, chooses to do that. Right about here, when this guy rotates, he's super tunnel vision. He's not looking around him. His awareness is super terrible right here. And that's why MariusCOW right over here, replays does glitch. He does get a crack on him. His opponent is low, and he chooses again to move to the left. Now, MariusCOW is one of those pros where he always likes moving to the left, and he's super smart about his edit. Now, again, I just want to talk about that wall in the middle. MariusCOW does place it. Opponent did have good ping. And again, boom, wall at the back. The opponent didn't place that. And one pump. That is so quick. Now, look how fast this guy just in fight. It's actually move a little bit closer to Lone Wolf. And I just want to talk about how pro players are not afraid to use as many mats as possible if they can get the kill, because that kill would potentially give them more mats. Now, right here in Lone Wolf lair, everyone knows the area is not that big. It's a small area and there's not a lot of mats. But again, I just want to talk about his awareness. He knows, he can sense there is someone here. He chooses a gold rush effect, jump into a shotgun, cracks the opponent, and chooses to place many bullets as he can just to get the elim. Now, of course, as we know, even if he uses all his mats, he's still capped just from this elim right over here. So you can't be afraid to use as many mats as possible, even if you're gonna die, bro, because you're not a llama, bro. You're not a llama. So you gotta get those mats out. If you do kill the guy, you're just going to get a refresh. So it's okay. But you need to be smart in how you play. I just want to show how he does defeat this guy. He claims a lot of builds in this situation. Now his opponent, again, boom. When you're building here, this guy's always going to try to take this war. Marius takes the war, edits out, and it is a quick fight. He did trade a little bit right over about there. But let's move on to the next fight. Now I just want to move on to the next fight in this situation right here. Marius gets pushed. You know what I'm saying? He takes space and he's looking for angles. Again, these angles are super good, but I just want to show you his choice of edits. Now, a lot of pro players, they tend to do these right-hand peaks and these edits that give them advantage. Now, they do this because when the opponent shoots, they won't do a strong shot. Now, here, he does a right-hand peek through a window edit. Now, we're going to move over to his POV of his opponent right here. MariusCOW does a window edit. Now look, his opponent cannot get a shot. Now, if we go to MariusCOW, he always moves to the left, making his peak even better. And further, he does this. He does a wide edit, but he resets it and does a window edit just so, boom, he can get a nice shot. Let's move over to in-game scenario and how MariusCOW does make it to in-game. Now, the whole game, I'm not gonna lie, everyone was W keying because this was a solo cup finals. So there was only about like 3 plays in in-game. So it is a top 3 situation. There's a guy on height. And MariusCOW actually does take both of these opponents down. He chooses to take this one down by editing a smart edit. Again, as I want to talk about, he could do a wide edit right here, editing this whole piece, but it would expose him. And right now, he's not very healthy, so he is low. He could die. But look, window edit, boom, quick and fast. As I said again, capitalizing on these edits is so good. You don't have to always do a wide edit because it will expose you to a 50-50 situation. And again, MariusCOW does good peaks in endgame. It's a 1v1 situation. He's not that healthy. He doesn't have a lot of health. His maths is not good. He gets a nice quick peak. He jumps down and, of course, he wins the 50-50 now. And that's how MariusCOW came second in the solo finals on YouTube, getting 358 points and placing second. Bro, is actually insane. But if you made it this far, don't forget to smash the like and the subscribe button. And comment down below what pro should I do next. And if you do want to support me, make sure you are using Kaizen EGT in the Fortnite item shop. I would really appreciate it. And let's see if we can get to 50 users. We only got 30 at the moment. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.